Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to another Palavi Market Research video. Today, we're going to be talking about 13F filings because a 13F filing can be an amazing way for you to identify new market opportunities, but even more importantly, to understand the macro perspective or worldview that your favorite hedge fund or private equity fund managers currently have. What do I mean? Well, let's first define what a 13F is because it's really a very simple document. It's a quarterly report filed to the SEC by institutional managers that have at least $100 million in assets under management. The form is required via Security Exchange Act of 1934, Section 13F. Okay? So many of you might have seen this guy, Bill Ackman, right? Very famous guy. He's been on podcasts. He was on Lex Friedman's podcast. I've got some friends who actually work with this guy, and he's a pretty great guy. And so if we want to understand, we want to be like, okay, well, what is Bill Ackman investing in? We can literally just look up Bill Ackman 13F, and it'll bring you to this link. Whalewisdom.com is one of these companies that kind of maps these things out pretty decently well. And we can literally go to his holdings. And as you can see here, we can see all of the businesses that he's invested in at this moment, right? And by percentage of the portfolio and all these things, right? Very cool. And if we look at Bill Ackman's portfolio really quickly, we're going to see this word over and over again: consumer, 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 right? And you know why we're seeing this consumer? Because Bill Ackman has this perspective, and we don't even need to hear Bill Ackman say this, right? We understand just by viewing Bill Ackman's 13F what his worldview is, especially in the context of where the best risk-reward ratios are in public markets. What am I saying? I'm saying if the man is invested in consumer-related products like Nike, like Chipotle, like Hilton, he believes in the American consumer first. He believes that there's greater upside, safety, maybe anti-fragility associated with the American consumer and the revenues generated from that than other areas of the economy. He also really likes real assets. Again, he owns the Howard Hughes Corporation, a big one. Hilton, he's owned Howard Hughes for a long time. He's owned Hilton for a long time, I believe. The Brookfield Corporation, we talked about Brookfield Infrastructure Partners a lot. Brookfield Corporation is more of the umbrella entity, right, to Brookfield Infrastructure Partners. So, I mean, this is a very interesting portfolio. I think that, he's got Google in here, of course. QSR. What's QSR? Let's look at that real quick. I think this is a giant holding company of a bunch of different brands of restaurants. Yeah, look at this. They own Tim Hortons, Burger King, Popeyes, Firehouse Subs. You see, Bill Ackman really believes in the American consumer across food, across real estate, across hotels, guys. Pretty interesting stuff. I think this is Chipotle, CMG. Let's see real quick. Yeah, look at that. He owns the second company he owns the most of is Chipotle, Pretty interesting stuff, in my opinion, okay? Now, another guy, just real quick before we, wrap this up. Sorry, my computer's lagging. 1 second. Stanley Druckenmiller, maybe you've heard of this guy. Also a complete pro, right? We talked about him in the context of how he's shorting bonds right now. He's got 25, 22%-ish of his portfolio. I don't know if it's this portfolio, but one of his portfolios that's dedicated to shorting bonds at the moment. Interesting stuff. And we can see here his 13F, right? So what we see are some semiconductor businesses, some energy businesses. This is more of a diversified portfolio than Bill Ackman's. I don't see as many trend lines here. And I was looking at this before I started the video too. So I don't think that there's as much of a coherent narrative here. I think that Druckenmiller might be the type of guy who's like, I met the CEO of this business. I trust him. I like the fundamentals of this business. I'm going to run with that. I think that that's more of his style. Don't want to speak for him. That could be completely made up. But yeah, so basically, like I keep saying, if you just type in your favorite fund manager, you write 13F, you're going to get the list of holdings he's currently, has. So I hope that this is helpful to you guys. And if there's any specific fund managers that you want me to do like an analysis on, that would be kind of maybe fun. I don't know. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Any topics of things you guys want me to cover, let me know. If there's any fund managers you want me to break down their portfolios, love to do that. I think that'd be fun. But yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday, and we'll very important time though, guys. We're at the end of the year, so finish a year strong. And I would really encourage you, if you've got people in your network, and you're trying to like plant some seeds as to what you want to be doing with those higher quality people in your network, I would reach out to them next week, really. And I would start to get deals going now. Make those deals happen now for next year. Don't wait till January to make those deals start, because the highest quality people are planning 2025 today, next week. Ooh. Okay? See you guys. Have a great one.